The consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic are still felt by the gaming creators, as the number of projects from 2021 has been delayed to 2022. The gaming industry is already booming, and the year 2022 is now shaping up to be an incredible year for the video game industry. Here are some of the most anticipated games coming out in 2022. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is the new action game developed by Ubisoft. The game will bring one of the biggest movies of all time back to video games. The game allows players to explore the nominal world of Pandora, along with the battle going on between the native aliens and human invaders. The game is coming at a decent time for the sequel, as the first of 4 original Avatar series is also releasing in the same year. The game will tell its story with brand new characters, featuring a new, standalone story and event in a part of Pandora that no one has ever seen in the movies. The developers have created the game while allowing players to explore the world of Pandora in all of its complexity. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2. The game is the sequence to The Breath of the Wild, which is regarded as one of the best Switch games ever. The trailer revealed during the E3 2021 presentation has given a much better look at the world of Breath of the Wild 2. The game seems to be quite similar in contrast to the 2017 version, but with some reasonable differences. The new edition of the game revealed the floating cities, jumping through and even paragliding past clouds. The game's official title and exact release date are yet to be disclosed by the game developers, but similar to other games on our list, it's also expected to release in 2022. God of War Ragnarok. The developers of the game made the official announcement in September 2020. Soon after the announcement, the critics regarded the game as one of the most anticipated coming out in upcoming years. The game will expand to new rivals, including Draki and the Stalker. The creators of the game have also allowed the users to visit all the 9 planets, which was previously limited to 6. The team has worked hard to take insights from the 2018 version of God of War. The game developers have improved combat graphics by allowing users to feel more familiar with the illustrations. The game will push player choice in combat too. By hard-hitting combos, elements, and clever defensive tactics, you can discover a bunch of opportunities to feel uniquely expressive. The gamers will also perceive the return of Kratos and Atreus, as the duo will explore more of the ancient Norse planets and encounter more dominant gods, looking for retaliation in the newest edition of God of War. The 2018 version of the game has received praises for its combat mechanics and systems. The upcoming Ragnarok edition of the game will carry forward the spirit and tradition of the contest. The next upgrades in the progression will also bring a more diverse, beautiful, and magical variety of locations to the game. Initially planned for a 2021 release, the game is delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The game is scheduled to be released in 2022, as fans eagerly wait for the Ragnarok edition of God of War. Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. The game was developed by Rocksteady and is going to be released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. The video game Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League is based on the Suicide Squad of DC Comics. The members of the Task Force X, including Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark, are ordered by unit leader Amanda Waller to bear into the city of Metropolis to destroy Superman. The combat is going to play to the endurance of each member of the Suicide Squad, blended with ingredients of gunplay. The game will also allow players to undertake the story by themselves. Hogwarts Legacy. The PS5 showcase indicated that the awaited Hogwarts Legacy game is set to come to the PS5 as well as the Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S. The game is set in the late 1800s. The creators have allowed the gamers to choose their Hogwarts house and visit classes at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The users can explore an open world comprising different locations. The morality system added to the game enhances its dependability. The player can now shape various magical spells, brew potions, magical creatures, and master other combat abilities in their gaming characters. Players can now also customize their character's voice, body type to ensure whether they're a witch or a wizard. Hogwarts Legacy is compressed with several missions and scenarios that users can encounter throughout their journey. The game will challenge morality, so it depends upon the player to decide how to handle each situation. After providing a single-player experience with no multiplayer aspect, you will still be allowed to select companions who will help you in facing your opponents throughout their journey. Starfield. The game was announced long back in 2018 in Bethesda's E3 press conference and is predicted to arrive in 2022 to Xbox and PC. The game is arranged 300 years in the future, and the player will determine the function of a customizable character who is a part of an organization of space explorers. You'd be able to play the game through first-person perspectives. The action role-playing video game was created by Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. The game is defined as a completely new, next-generation experience set in a fully new space-themed world. The game is also the first new franchise created by Bethesda in over 25 years. The game is planned to be released on November 11, 2022 on Microsoft Windows, Xbox Series X and Series S. The game's most realistic plan has not been disclosed yet by its creators. As for what we've seen so far, the trailer only confirms the existence of a human organization that is cited in the series as the final group of space explorers. The game developers have taken the inspiration for the layout of the ships from Elon Musk's SpaceX vessels. The concept art exhibits that players will be seeking new energy and new civilizations, which no other game has offered before. Alright, that clearly sounds like traditional Star Trek, but if the concept art is anything to go by, Starfield will be far less popular than the actual series and will be more about the happiness of exploration. The creators have disclosed nothing particular about Starfield, but the gaming community is expecting something unique and terrific from the creators' viewpoint. So, if you're thinking whether Starfield will come to PS5, the answer, right now, is a clear no. Elden Ring. 2020 was a long year for the fans who were awaiting the Elden Ring. The game is finally coming soon. It's expected to arrive in January 2022. The long wait for the gaming lovers is finally over, as the new impressions of the game has filled up the gaming community with joy. From what we've seen so far, the game appears to be a Souls-style game. Based on Elden Ring's gameplay trailer, the combat appears parallel to the Souls games, which is a good sign for fans of Soul games. The game was developed by From Software and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The game is a combined collaboration between the game director and fantasy novelist George R.R. Martin. Elden Ring is going to be a role-playing action game. The users will be able to play the game through a third-party perspective and will feature aspects similar to those found in the Souls series, with gameplay directing on combat and exploration. The game will also provide a stealth system along with mounted combat. The new features are believed to encourage players in planning their combat approach while encountering unique enemies. The game is also going to feature a player character stamina bar, which will reduce its overall influence over combat. Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights is a highly anticipated upcoming game. The game is developed by the WB Games Montreal, indicating the studio's return to the Batman universe. The game is predicted to take players to a dynamic Gotham City, where players will be able to step into the shoes of Batgirl, Robin, Nightwing, and Red Hood. As a gamer, the player would be able to work together to prevent the city from falling into destruction. Players will also face different circumstances after the apparent death of Batman. Gotham Knights is designed for players who can play on their elements. The game also allows the players to team up with their friends. You can also seamlessly switch between the four main characters while using their unique strengths and abilities for patrolling Gotham's 5 cities and stopping criminal activities. The game was announced in 2020 with a 2021 release date, but for now it has been delayed until 2022. The development team is also planning to have more time to deliver the best apparent experience for players. Gotham Knights will be available on PS5, PS4, Xbox One and PC after its launch in 2022. Tell us in the comments box, what are your thoughts on the games coming out in 2022? See you in our next video. Thanks for watching.